the rationale behind my project based on the need or problem established in my thesis. It's very hard not to sound bitter and preachy when discussing the basis of the problem of my thesis. My district hired me first and foremost as a special needs instructor. 2 years into my teaching, I had to teach an art class. There was one instructor at the high school, middle school, and both principals scheduled an art class at the same hour. Neither one was willing to budge. Since I had a teaching certificate in art, I taught a class. I ended up loving it and continued to ask for classes until I built the program. The problem is that visual arts isn't respected like band and choir programs are. There are no parent support groups. My students' work hardly gets recognized. It's a county-wide epidemic. My colleagues in other counties just don't have the same problem I do. Always looking to the future, I needed another degree which would keep me employable. This program sounded more artsy than just a master's in technology. Naturally, all the lack of respect and support for my program was an easy topic for the thesis. Interestingly, there isn't a great deal of research on integrating multimedia design and technology into the art classroom. There should be, though.
I believe my media project rates highly in criteria in the areas of learning content, media presentation, and media project content proposal. I believe I might be a little low in the area with presentation criteria number 1. I have a tendency to speak fast and talk quickly to get to the point. Knowing this, I took the only day off work in this entire program just to do the audio. If you think I'm talking fast, then you need to be in a class with me. Instructing students of various levels, I quickly introduce the lessons, have it written clearly on the board, and show examples. This allows the students who catch on quickly to get to work, and for me to give individual attention to those who need further instruction. I structured this project much in the way I teach, including my email address for those who need individual instruction.
Like this. It used to be that the abilities that mattered most in work were characteristic of the left hemisphere. They were the logical, linear, sequential, analytical, SAT, spreadsheet, dare I say, no child left behind kind of abilities. And today, and I really want to underscore this, those kinds of abilities, those logical, linear, SAT, spreadsheet abilities, are absolutely 100% necessary. Absolutely 100% necessary. But they're no longer sufficient. And it's now these right brain abilities, abilities having to do with artistry, empathy, inventiveness, big picture thinking. These are now the abilities that matter most in a whole range, in basically in nearly every profession, in a whole range of industries. That these right brain abilities, metaphorically right brain abilities, are becoming the first among equals. They are becoming basically the engines of the economy. And if this is right, I'm going to try to make the case to you that it is, or at least it's more right than wrong, then this really calls into question a lot of education policy in this country. Now, again, I'm not an educator, but I've had the great good fortune of spending some time at schools and with educators, and I'm beginning to understand this world just a little bit better. But if this is right, then education's role in terms of equipping kids with the abilities that will allow them to flourish in labor markets, we might be, I think we are in many ways, fighting the last war.
As I mentioned, there isn't a great deal of research on multimedia design and technology integration into the visual art classroom. Frankly, I think traditional art teachers are going to fight this. 15 art teachers answered this question. What multimedia technology do you use in the art classroom? Here's how they replied. There is not really anything comparative to my project in terms of visually instructing how to integrate technology into the visual arts classroom. Pink has started the revolution, but there's really no visual instruction. Buffington comes close with her article of Web 2.0 tools and suggestions on how to integrate them into the visual art classroom. Visual art teachers, and basically most people, need visual instruction. Looking for similar projects, I found an article an Australian teacher named Joe Murphy wrote called Syntegration, a model of integration. Multimedia arts are ideal for syntegrative teaching styles. Syntegration is a term she has coined. I have written her to ask permission to cite her work, and she's written back and is interested in what my students are doing with multimedia design and technology. I believe we're going to see a lot more articles about art and multimedia design and technology. I'm really hoping we're going to see a lot more visual how-tos. Integrating multimedia technology into the visual arts curriculum and the integration of art into the core curricular classes will increase student achievement, creating evidence that visual art classes are vital as core curriculum in schools. The overall objective of this video is for you, the art instructor and school official, to gain multimedia technology applications to redefine visual arts, increasing the need for art and technology-based classes in the school curriculum, creating increases in the number of students electing to take these classes. Why is it important to redefine art? Multimedia design should be taught in art classes to prepare students for the future. School officials should look to the art teacher as the specialists of design through technology. This media project has prepared me to be the agent of change for visual arts. The visual arts programs in Michigan need champions, superheroes, to fight to keep these classes in the schools. This media project itself will be used as a portfolio for future job searches. It's on a website showcasing student work. I plan to add a page to the website with my resume. The project itself shows innovation, organization, creativity, and talent. Everything needed for a job at the college level or in the corporate world. I would love to get a job at the college level to further research the integration of multimedia design into the visual arts classrooms. Colleges require their professors to research and publish. Since this application video seems to be the first of its kind, I would like to create a research project to actually see if integrating design technology into the art classroom will aid in keeping it alive in school districts in Michigan during these economic times. I hope I was able to adequately explain the rationale behind my project and address what I felt was my deficit in the rubric criteria, talking too fast. I believe I was able to comically discuss the design and development processes. I feel I was able to relay that I could not find any projects similar to my applications video, and was able to show how important multimedia technology contributes to education in the future. Finally, I hope I was able to explain my future plans using the skills I acquired in a gaming format. Thank you for the opportunity to accomplish all that I have.